I never thought that answering my wife's phone would completely change the way I looked at my marriage. It happened on a normal evening. My wife had gone to take a shower, and her phone was lying on the table in the living room. We had always trusted each other, so I never checked her phone or anything like that. Suddenly, her phone started ringing. At first, I ignored it, but it kept ringing again and again. I thought maybe it was something important. Without thinking too much, I picked up the phone. I said, "Hello?" For a moment, there was silence on the other side. Then a man's voice said something that made my heart stop. He said, "Why are you answering her phone? Where is she?" I felt confused. I told him, "I'm her husband." "Who is this?" There was another moment of silence. Then he said something that completely shocked me. He said, "Her husband? She told me she wasn't married anymore." My mind went blank. I didn't know what to say. My hands started shaking as I held the phone. I asked him, "What are you talking about?" The man sounded just as confused as I was. He explained that he had been talking to my wife for a few months. According to him, she told him she was single and living alone. He said they had been meeting sometimes and talking almost every day. Every word he said felt like a punch to my chest. At first, I didn't want to believe him. I told him he must have the wrong person. But then he said my wife's name, and even described our house. At that moment, I felt like the ground disappeared under my feet. Just then, I heard the bathroom door open. My wife walked into the living room, drying her hair with a towel. She saw me holding her phone, and she immediately froze. I slowly put the phone on speaker. The man on the phone said, "Are you there?" My wife's face turned pale. She whispered, "Who is that?" I looked straight into her eyes and said, "Maybe you should tell me." The room became completely silent. For a few seconds, no one said anything. Then the man on the phone asked again, "What's going on?" My wife suddenly started crying. She grabbed the phone and told him she would call him later, then quickly hung up. I stood there staring at her, waiting for an explanation. She tried to say something, but the words didn't come out at first. Finally, she admitted that she had been talking to him online for a few months. She said it started as a simple conversation, but then it became something more. She kept saying it was a mistake and that she never meant for it to go this far. But at that moment, I didn't know what to feel. Anger, shock, confusion. Everything at the same time. The strangest part was that just one phone call revealed something I never expected. A secret life that had been hidden right in front of me. That night, we talked for hours about our marriage, our mistakes, and the truth we had both been avoiding. Sometimes a single moment can expose everything. And for me, that moment was simply answering my wife's phone.